can begin the process of bringing suppressed factual journalism out of that basement. And I couldn't be more grateful and proud to be the first person to receive that award. So thank you so much. And just quickly, I wanted to, about the Twitter files. The other day I was asked, I was interviewed about them, and somebody asked me in a podcast, well, what I would do if I were in charge of the internet and I got to decide who was moderated and who could be censored and how we would fix all these problems. And I made the mistake of answering the question. I said something dumb at first, like, well, I would start with all legal speech, that should be allowed, and then went from there. And then as soon as the interview was over, I realized that was a mistake. The real answer is I'm not in charge of anything, and thank God. I'm just a reporter, and my job is just to get the stuff, get it right, and move on. And deciding is for other people. Principally, it's for voters. And where the business has gone wrong in recent years has been readjusting the idea of what we do for a living. I'm very blessed here to have my father here today, Mike Taibbi. He started reporting when he was a teenager at a little newspaper in New Jersey, and he always told me, the story's the boss. Whatever the facts are, wherever they lead, that's the story we cover. And reporters, once upon a time, it was more of a trade than a profession. They tended to look at things from the point of view of the ordinary person, of nurses, cabbies, hardware store owners, just ordinary people, cops, because they looked at the things from the perspective of ordinary people because that's who they were once upon a time. And the business went through some changes in the 80s and 90s, and reporters started coming more from the Ivy Leagues, in part because of stories like, All the President's Men. It became a very fashionable profession, and that's okay. It's all right that people from the upper classes started to come into this job. But what happened was there was a shift in perspective. People started to look at things from the perspective of the people they were covering. Socially, reporters were the same people as the ones they were covering. They had gone to school with the presidential campaign aides they were covering, with the intelligence analysts they were covering, with the Wall Street bankers they were covering. And they lost touch with ordinary people. And I think that's what's really gotten this business in trouble in recent years. We need to get back to just the basic deal that audiences were once very happy with, which is, we tell you something true and, they'll buy the paper. And we don't have to shade it for them. And I think we need to be reminded of that. And I think this prize and this event in the National Journalism Center and the work that they do is a great step in that direction. So I'm very glad that we're finally, hopefully, this is a day that we'll all look back on and say, this is a moment where things started to turn around for our business. Anyway, thank you so much, and hello to Barry and Michael.
Matt, you forgot your prize.